Okay, fine. See, actually skeletal system નો આખો ચાર્ટ બનશે. બરાબર, અત્યારે તમે બધું મિક્સઅપ બનાવજો, રફ પેજમાં લખશો તો ચાલશે. એકચ્યુઅલી આખો સ્કેલેટલ સિસ્ટમનો ચાર્ટ છે ને આખા બોર્ડમાં આવી ગયો આરામથી. બરાબર, પણ ઘણું બધું મર્જ છે અત્યારે. હા, એટલે અત્યારે છે ને રફ પેજમાં ચાર્ટ બનાવો તો કોઈ ઇશ્યુ નથી, અધરવાઇઝ આખો ચાર્ટ પેનબુકમાં બનાવશો તોય કોઈ ઇશ્યુ નથી. હા, skeletal system don't write please, okay, don't write please. See here, I will give the time. Huh? Skeletal system consists actually 217 bones, fine, but we count that 206 bones. Sir, નક્કી કરી લો શું થાય. Actually 217 bones તમને કાઉન્ટ કરાવીશ, but how it become 206? પણ ચાર્ટની એન્ડિંગમાં કન્ક્લુઝન તમને ખબર પડશે. અત્યારે ખાલી એક્સેપ્ટ કરી લો કે 217 bones are there, but it become 206. 11 bones નો ડિફરન્સ ક્યાં આવશે હું તમને પછી કહીશ લાસ્ટમાં. ક્લિયર? Now skeletal system, it is divided into two parts. Axial skeleton, okay, it consists axial skeleton consists actually 87 bones but become 80 bones. 80 bones are there in the axial skeleton. What do I mean by axial skeleton? It forms center portion of the body. For example, skull, bone. Skull consists head, face, ear and hyoid bone. Wait, just I am talking the names only here. Okay, head, then rib cage and spinal column. Don't use the word here spinal cord, because spinal cord is there in the nervous system. It is different. And now I am talking about the spinal column. Fine. So here it forms the axial skeleton, the main axis of the body, head, rib cage and vertebrae, spinal column. Whereas second part is appendicular skeleton. Second part, appendicular skeleton. 124 bones are there. We count 125. Okay, sum of the 124 and 87 become 270. Make a sense? Make that. become 4, become 2. 1 minute, what are they? 126 અને સોરી અહીંયા 126 અને અહીંયા આવશે 130. હા હવે થઈ જશે. થઈ ગયા 130, 87, 270, 126. Yes, to scapular to clavicle to bus. બરોબર છે. 4 bones difference is there in the appendicular and 7 bones difference is there in the axial. In this way 11 bones difference is there. So actually axial skeleton consists 80 bones and appendicular consists 126 bones. But we counted first 130. So how 130 become 126? That I will explain you in this skeleton. Fine. So first of all, continue with the axial skeleton. Axial skeleton, it is divided into 3 parts. Skull consists 29 bones. Fine. Second, vertebral column, it consists 33 bones, but we counted 26 bones here. Difference is here. Okay, and third is rib cage. Rib cage consists 25 bones. Okay, see 29 plus 33 plus 25, it become 87. 29 plus 26 plus 25, it become 80. Okay, so 7 bones difference is here in vertebral column particularly. Fine, later on we will take it. Now continue with the skull. Now the skull is divided into 4 parts. Head, in that 8 bones are there. Fine. Face, on that 14 bones are there. Ear, in that 6 bones are there, and hyoid bone, that is 1. Understand something, yes or no?
Yes.
29, it is divided into 4 groups. 8, 14, 6 and 1. Deep માં જઈએ છે હવે આપણે. Whole skeleton divided into 2 parts, axial and appendicular. Barabar? Now we are discussing in detail about the axial one. Axial consists 3 groups. First of all, skull. Fine. Then rib cage and vertebral column. That's why axial skeleton, it is divided into 3 parts. Okay, one by one we will take it in detail. Don't worry at all, huh? First of all, continue with the 29 bones. આપણે બધા જ બોન્સ કાઉન્ટ કરવાના છીએ અને લાસ્ટમાં હું તમને 2 મિનિટ્સમાં 217 બોન્સ કાઉન્ટ કરાવીશ. આપણે ક્વિક રિવિઝન કરશું લાસ્ટમાં after completion of the appendicular skeleton. Okay, so 29 bones are divided into 4 groups: head, face, ear and hyoid. One by one we will check it in detail of it. Fine. Head made up of the 8 bones. Now I will give you the name of the bone and the number of the bone and the location of the bone. Name, number and location. You have to remember it. Fine. So, in the front of the head, frontal bone, that is 1. Frontal bone is 1, so it forms the anterior most part of the head, this one. This is one. I will show you it. Huh? Second, frontal bone is 1. Parietal bones are 2. Okay? Frontal bone is 1, which forms the anterior part of the head. Then here that bone is over. Now behind that 2 bones are there. Fine. So parietal bone are 2, and just behind the head, occipital bone there. Occipital bone is 1. Fine. Laterally, here temporal bone. Are 2. Fine. One sphenoid bone. Sphenoid bone is 1, and ethmoid bone is also 1. So total 8 bones are present here. In the head, 8 bones are present. Frontal bone 1, parietal bone 2, occipital bone 1. Okay? Temporal bone 2, ethmoid 1 and sphenoid 1. So in this way total 8 bones are there. Fine. In these 8 bones, 2 bones are there in pair, whereas 4 bones are single. Understand? Fine. Now see, I will move little bit here for doing the rough work. When I will kept my head like this, fine. So it is look like this. This is the anterior side, okay? Anterior means front. This is posterior means back. And this is lateral, sideways. Okay? Now here, when you observe this skull, okay, this is known as anterior bone, that is known as frontal bone. Frontal bone 1, parietal bone 2. Understand? And this is occipital bone. And here actually very little temporal bones are seen. अरे मस्त बात हो, मस्त बात, neat. In newborn baby, up to 1.5 years or 2 years, the frontal bone and 2 parietal bones are not joined together. Here, very soft region is located. Okay? And when you put the 2 fingers there, you feel the heartbeats of newborn. This is known as anterior frontal nerve. Anterior frontal nerve. It is absent in adult. Don't check in your body. પછી તમને એમ થાય કે સર pneumonia in the patient we have in us, it is absent. Sir, heart is not working. It's હા એક વખત એક ડોક્ટર જે છે ને, એક ડોક્ટર એક પેશન્ટને ચેક કરતા, પેલું ડાયાફ્રામ આવે, ખબર છે ડાયાફ્રામ છે, એને હાર્ટ બીટ્સ ને રેસ્પિરેટરી રેટ ને એવું એને સંભળાય એમ. એક ડોક્ટરે ડાયાફ્રામ પાર્ટ્સ ચેસ્ટ ઉપર મૂક્યો, લંગ્સ ઉપર મૂક્યો, ડોક્ટર કન્ફ્યુઝ થઈ ગયા, નથિંગ ઇઝ હર્ટ. એટલે એને પેશન્ટને કીધું યુ આર ડેડ, સોરી, યોર હાર્ટ ઇઝ નોટ વર્કિંગ, ધ લંગ્સ આર નોટ વર્કિંગ. પેશન્ટ કહે છે કે તમે સર સ્ટેથોસ્કોપ તો પહેરો. એટલે હવે છે ને અત્યારે બધાના ચહેરા યાદ રાખવા પડે, બધા ફ્યુચરમાં ડોક્ટર બને ને એ આવા બનવા. તમારે ડોર ઓપન કરીને જોવાનું કોણ છે, આપણા કોઈ કોન્ટેક્ટમાં નથી. નહીં તો સપોઝ કોમન કોલ્ડ કે કફિંગ હોય તો કે સર લંગ્સ કાઢવા પડશે. લંગ્સ આપણે કે ઓપરેશન કરવું પડશે, તમને સિવિયર કફ છે. પછી આપણે કહીએ ને કે કેમ, તો કે સર લંગ્સ હોય ને તો જ કફિંગ કોમન કોલ્ડ ને એવું થાય, ન હોય તો થાય જ નહીં. સર ઓપરેશન કરો તો બેટર છે. કિડની ફેલ થાય, બીજાની ફેલ કરી નાખે. This is known as anterior frontal nail. કાલની આપણે વાત જે કરતા હતા ને કે newborn all the bones are cartilaginous form. Fine. Papery bones, just like a paper, very soft bones are there. Okay, and this region is very, very sensitive, very delicate. बहुत important છે and very, very delicate part. Fine. So gradually what happened, when that child can take the nourishment consists the calcium and phosphorus, gradually these all the bones are united together. This is known as suture joint. Okay, new word for you today, suture joint. Okay, read it carefully. Immovable. Yes. For your kind information, in our skull, 29 bones are there, but only 7 bones are movable. Which one? One is lower jaw bone, this one, and 6 bones are of ears. Remaining all the bones are fused, immovable, in healthy person. કેવું જરૂરી છે in healthy person. Now I can move the face little bit on this side. Okay, પછી હું તમને બધું જ બતાવું છું. Wait. After completion of this, just leave. Wait for 2 minutes. I will complete this within 10 minutes. In face 14 bones are there. Which 14 bones? See. Nasal bones. No, not here. On the tip of the nose, here. 2 bones are there, very small. Feel nahi થાય, એક જ સિંગલ જ લાગશે. તમને સિંગલ જ લાગશે because on the tip of the nose, here, suture joint is there here. I will show you here. I will show you. Nasal bones are 2. In eye, so nasal bones form the tip of the nose. Sorry, not the tip, top of the nose. Clear? Okay. Another 2 bones are there. Lacrimal bones are 2. In eyes, see, generally tears secreting gland known as tear gland. scientific word for that tear gland, it is lacrimal gland. So that lacrimal gland is located here in the eye. But in eye, facial bone is there. Yes, facial bones are there in eyes because it forms the wall orbit or optic cavity. Fine? So it consists the lacrimal glands. Zygomatic bones. Zygomatic, the projection on our face, this one. This is known as zygomatic bone. Clear? બતાવ ખોપડીથી લંબુ છે પૂછું ફોર્માલિટી કરી. Okay, zygomatic bones, this projection on the face, internal nasal conchae. Internal nasal conchae. Yes, it forms the internal cavity of the nose. You know that nasal chamber. Yes, nasal chamber, it is separated by the nasal septum. Nasal chamber is separated by the nasal septum, and on one side internal nasal conchae is there, on another side internal nasal conchae is there, and in this way whole nasal chamber is generated. Clear? Are you sure? Got it? Okay. Internal nasal conchae forms the nasal chamber. Okay. Maxillary bones are two. It forms the upper jaw. Upper jaw nahi. Upper jaw. Upper jaw is fixed. Upper jaw move nahi થાય જો healthy person. Now આમાં ઉપર લખવું પડે normal healthy person's skeletal system. Abnormal not, so wholesale now. Okay, so maxillary bones 2. On the base of our nose here, the nose is there, no? On the upper lip. Okay, at that place here, two bones are suturally joined together. So this is known as one maxilla, and this is known as second maxilla. Okay, so two half of the maxilla are joined together and form the one wall upper jaw. And in upper jaw, 16 teeth are located. Because remaining 16 teeth are present in the lower jaw. Barabar? Okay. Palatine bones are two. It forms the hard palate. Okay, palatine bones here on the upper side of the buccal cavity. Palatine bone separate the nasal chamber to oral cavity. Nasal chamber and oral cavity both are separated by the palatine bone, and this palatine bones form the hard palate. And this hard palate is very, very useful for speech. We can touch the tongue to the palate as well as teeth, and we are pronouncing the words. Understand? Are you sure? Are you normal? so serious? On ventilator? Okay, now vomer bone. Vomer bone is one. On the back of the buccal cavity, one finger-like hanging structure is there. In normal healthy person, the finger-like hanging structure is there known as uvula. Okay, that I will tell you in the digestive system. Uvula. Uvula. આપણે બને ત્યાં સુધી ફૈબા ન બનવું. જે નામ હોય ને એ એક્સેપ્ટ કરવું. UVULA. એટલે આપણે છે ને નામ ફેરવી નાખી. એમ એટલે મેં ફૈબાનું નામ. ફૈબા નામ પડે ને હોય તો. So that uvula is connected to the one bone known as vomer bone and mandible. Mandible is known as lower jaw. It is 1. So total 14 bones are there. Okay. So frontal bone 1, parietal bone 2, occipital bone 1, temporal bone 2, sphenoid 1, ethmoid 1 that I will show you. Fine. On face 14 bones are there. Nasal bone, lacrimal bone, zygomatic bone, internal nasal conchi, maxilla, palatine, all are there in pair. Vomer bone is 1 and lower jaw. Lower jaw start from here and ending here. This one large bone is there. Fine. Okay. Then next is ear. Can you know that how many bones are there in ear? Name of them? 6. But actually 3 are there. કયા આવશે? Midbrain, pons and medulla. Absolutely wrong. Ear સંભળાવો. In ear 6 bones are there, malleus, incus and stapes. In each ear 3 bones are there. And last bone is hyoid bone. અચ્છા આ શું છે ખબર છે કોઈને? મને નથી ખબર. પણ કહી દો. Okay, it is C-shaped cartilaginous bone, very thin bone there, which is present in our neck region, which gives the attachment to the tongue. Tongue is posteriorly attached. In human beings, the tongue is posteriorly attached, anteriorly free. and tongue is posteriorly attached with this hyoid bone. Okay, now I will show you that all the bones here. Fine. See. Can you able to see the sutural joints?
Yes.
अच्छा, sutural joints ने गुजराती में सिलाई लीधी हो ने सीवण सांधो के भाई प्योर गुजराती सीवण सांधो सिलाई लीधी हो ने. Here see, so many sutural joints are there. Here see, this is anterior frontal nail, but in newborn. Okay, I told to you that when I will move the head like this, the diagram is look like this. Yes. So this is the anterior sides of frontal bone. This is one frontal bone. These two are parietal bone. Now move to the back of the head, occipital bone laterally, temporal bone, and when I will now open the skull, fine. This is known as sphenoid bone. This is known as sphenoid bone, and behind that is ethmoid bone. अच्छा, कई वांधो नहीं, पर्टिक्युलर અહીંયા લોકેશન તમને આઈડેન્ટિફાઈ નહીં થાય, but you imagine that frontal bone 1, parietal bone 2, occipital bone 1, temporal bones 2, sphenoid 1 and ethmoid 1. Sphenoid bone, in that one depression is there, and in the depression of this sphenoid bone, the master gland of the body, pituitary gland, is located there. Okay, so pituitary gland is present in the brain, just below the hypothalamus gland. અત્યારે આપણે એમાં ડીપમાં નથી જવા. Fine. So now the bones of the face, ear bones नहीं देखाय. Fine. Bones of the face. Fine. Very few minutes are remaining. Now આમાં પેન થી કઈ કરવું નથી. But on the tip of the nose, see here line is given there. On the tip of the nose here one line is given there. Fine. So on this one side, this small is known as nasal bone. This one very thin, very small nasal bone is there, and on this side another nasal bone is there. This is known as lacrimal bone. Tears are always secreted from the middle region of the eyes. Fine. So here lacrimal bones. Nasal bones are 2. Lacrimal bones are 2. Okay. Zygomatic bone. One side it is attached to the frontal bone. One side it is attached to the maxillary bone, and one side it is attached to the temporal bone. This one. The projection here. Is it clear?
Yes.
Nasal bone 2, lacrimal bone 2, zygomatic bone 2, internal nasal conch, internal nasal bones. But here you see that nasal chamber is located there. Nasal septum, which divide the nasal chamber into two half parts. Fine. And then here the tip of the nose is there. So here on this is the bone. But on the tip of the nose cartilage is there and covered by skin, and two external nostrils are located. Clear? So two internal nasal conchi, two maxilla. Fine. And here when I will move this skull here, this one, the upper jaw portion, this one, this is known as palatine bone. Two palatine bone, and on the lowermost side of the palatine bone one projection is that here, this one. This is known as wormer bone, and just to that wormer bone one finger like structure is located known as uvula, and this is the lower jaw. Fine. So lower jaw is movable one. So lower jaw, that is mandible, And in ear block છે અહીંયા, બરાબર, made up of plastic, but actually original skull ઉપર આનું આખું પ્લાસ્ટિક મેલ્ટિંગ કરીને એનો શેપ ઓબ્ટેન કર્યો હોય, બરોબર, લાગે તમને ઓરિજિનલ, made up of the plastic here, strength is more here, fine, but exactly projections are there to the original skin, original skull, fine, exactly similar, but ears are blocked here, but in the ear you know the tympanic membrane, just after the tympanic membrane malleus incus stapes are there, fine, clear. And hyoid bone I will search it, and when I will obtain it that I will show you, fine. So you write this, complete this chapter. Now લખવા માંડો, જેને જેને લખવાનું એ લખવા માંડો, અને આ પાસ કરી દો, જે બોન્સ બધા જોવા હોય, બરોબર, પ્લીઝ ધ્યાન રાખજો. જેટલું લખાય એટલું લખી દો, બરોબર. अच्छा, गर्ल्स તમારે સ્કલ બાકી રહેશે તો કાલે બતાવીશ, બરાબર, કાલે લઈને આવીશ. ફટાફટ પાસ કરી દો જેટલા બોન્સ જોવાના હોય, બરાબર. Styloid process છે, અહીંયા main muscles છે આપણા હોય ને, we are moving neck like this muscle, okay, this muscle is attached here, આ styloid process કહેવાય, attached to the attachment of the neck muscles. We are moving the head, that time can you see this move here, yes, here from the spinal column is start. Photo is already taken, okay? જેટલું લખાય એટલું લખો, બાકીનું તમને WhatsApp માં મળી જશે. અત્યારમાં જ લખવાનું એવું ન કરતી હો, લખવામાં જ મોકલી સમજે કાલ સવારે મોકલું તો મળે સ્કૂલમાં ખાલી ન ચાલે. explain something else. ID थोड़ी cover के no Windows close